Oh, it's Terry Joe with Solutions Unlimited, and it's story time. This story is called Gorilla Thumps and Bear Hugs, a Tapping Solution children's story. It's written by Alex Ortner. Illustrations are by Erin Mariano. All right, let's see what this is. Gorilla Thumps and Bear Hugs, a Tapping Solutions children's story. By the way, I'm going to show you before we start the story what tapping is. So tapping is a way to basically calm yourself, bring yourself back present to yourself, get in touch with yourself, connect your energy fields, and it's really a simple way to do it. And they're going to walk through the points for tapping. This is one of them. They're called the karate chop point in the children's story. This is another one called the hairy eyebrow point. This is called the eagle eye point. This is called the lion cry point. This is called the dragon fire point, the wolf cry point, the gorilla thump point, the bear hug thump point, which is underneath your arm, actually a little higher, the monkey point, right? So we're going to go through these, and I just wanted to show you, but it's a super simple story for kids and adults. And basically, when you're feeling upset, and we're going to go through it in the story, you can do this tapping series and say statements to help you come into more alignment, calm down, bring your feelings from maybe maybe you're at a 10 feeling of really intense, really angry, and you could bring them down to a 2 or a 3 or even a 1, calming those feelings and bringing yourself present. So it's a fun technique to use. One day during recess, Lucas noticed that his friend Annabelle looked very sad. When he asked her what was wrong, she said, "I was drawing a picture of myself as a scientist, and 2 kids teased me. They told me the picture was silly and that I was crazy for wanting to be a scientist. But I think science is so much fun." I want to be an astronomer so I could learn about fun stuff like the billions of stars in space, or maybe a zoologist studying all the different animals in the world, where they live and what they do, or a doctor learning all about the amazing things in our bodies, like our eyes that see, our ears that hear, our lungs that breathe, and our hearts that beat. But kids are always teasing me for liking science. Maybe I'm foolish for wanting to be a scientist. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe that's why I'm so sad, Annabelle said with a sigh. "I'm sorry you're sad. I know a secret trick that might help you feel better," Lucas said. "A few weeks ago, I was really sad because I tripped and fell playing soccer. It hurt, and I didn't want to play anymore because I looked silly in front of my friends. So I quit. When my brother Malachi saw how sad I was, he taught me something called the magical tapping technique, and it made me feel much better. You want to learn about it?" "Sure," Annabelle said. He started by telling me that we all have magical points in our bodies where we can touch our energy. Lucas said, "And by tapping on these points while saying magic words, we can change how we feel." He has a really fun way to remember each point. So here are the points here. I'm just going to show you this one page, right? And we're going to go through each of them. We always start the tapping with the karate chop point. That's right here, Malachi said as he tapped on the outside of his hand. "With this point, I like to think about doing a karate chop and breaking a board," right? So here is the point there. Sorry, there. Great. Next is the eyebrow point, he said. "I call this the hairy eyebrow point. When I tap here, I pretend I have eyebrows so big that birds can land on them and sing songs to make me feel better." Then there's the side of the eye point, which I call super eagle eye point. When I tap here, I pretend to have super eagle eyes that let me look at things in a different way. Next is the under eye point. I call this the lion cry point. It helps me remember that even if you're as strong as a lion, it's okay. It's still okay to cry and let bad feelings out. A lot of times, crying makes you feel better. Definitely does. Then there's the under the nose point, the dragon fire point. When I tap here, I pretend I'm a dragon setting fire to my bad feelings as I breathe them out of my nose. I can feel the bad feelings leaving through the hot fire in my hands, on my hands as I tap. Next is the chin point. I call this the wolf's chin point because when I tap here, I think about a wolf howling away bad feelings. Ow! Then there's the collarbone. Sorry, the collarbone point, which I think of as the gorilla thump point. When I tap here, it's like I'm a big, proud gorilla beating on my chest, right on the collarbone right here. And you can do two hands in some of these places. If it makes more sense to you, you can, or you can also just do one. It's up to you. Let's see our wolf chin and gorilla thumb. Okay. Next is the underarm point. I call this the bear hug point because when I tap here, I think about giving myself lots of love with a bear hug. That's here. Here we go. Right under the arm. And the last one is the top of the head point. I call this the monkey point. Right? When I tap on this point, I like to pretend I'm a monkey, sometimes even making monkey sounds. Malachi showed me how to tap on each magical point on my body with my fingers while saying the magical words. At first, I felt silly and I even giggled thinking about the funny names for each point. But once I started doing it, I didn't mind because it made me feel so much better. That sounds like it could help, but what are the magical words? Annabelle asked. They're actually called magical tapping phrases, said Lucas. You say them when you're tapping on the energy points. Basically, you just say out loud how you're feeling, and this helps the feelings change. Can we try it? Said Annabelle. Sure, just repeat after me and tap where I tap, answered Lucas. First, tap on the karate chop point and say, even though I feel sad because some kids teased me about my pictures, I love myself anyway. Annabelle did just what he said. Keep tapping and say this 2 times. Even though I feel sad because some kids teased me, I'm a good kid anyway. Annabelle repeated what Lucas said twice. Great, said Lucas. Now let's go to the hairy eyebrow point and say, I feel sad because kids tease me. Lucas and Annabelle continued to tap on each point, saying the magical tapping phrases. Soon, Annabelle got the hang of it and started tapping on her own. I like being a scientist. Being a scientist is cool. See, you can also say, you don't have to just, you can say whatever comes to your mind. That's what I'm trying to say. When Annabelle finished oh, sorry, I didn't show you the picture. Here they are doing the tapping. When Annabelle finished tapping through all the points, Lucas told her to take a deep breath in and then out. Sorry, what's going on with the hair there? The little flippy thing. How do you feel? He asked. Wow, I feel a lot better, she said. This is magic, real magic. And you know what? I had a great idea when we were tapping. Anna got up and said, I have to go ask the teacher about my idea. After recess, the teacher asked all the kids to draw pictures of what they wanted to be when they grew up. They had all different ideas, like being a police officer or a teacher or a firefighter or an artist or an astronaut or a professional soccer player. Of course, Annabelle drew herself as a scientist. When they were done, each kid got to share his or her picture with the class and tell why they chose that job. Everyone had an amazing time, and Annabelle was no longer alone. The next day, Annabelle came up to Lucas and said, "Thank you so much for showing me the magical tapping technique. It made me feel so much better, and it even helped me have an idea for us to draw our dreams." "You're welcome," Lucas said. "I'm glad you liked it. Malachi and I are starting a tapping club to teach other kids how to tap. Do you want to help?" "I'd love to," Annabelle said with a big grin. And that is it. The end. So kids and adults, feel free to use tapping anytime you're having strong emotions, and you could bring them down if you're big emotions, you could bring them in closer, make them more calm, just by doing the simple tapping technique. I'm going to run through them again real quick. This is the karate chop tapping point, the eyebrow tapping point, eagle eye tapping point, lion cry tapping point, dragon fire tapping point, wolf chin tapping point, gorilla thumps, bear hug, that's under your arm, right, and monkey tap point. And you can just run through those while saying how you're feeling, maybe affirming what you want. But it's a wonderful technique to help you recenter, reconnect, and calm your emotions. All right. Until next time, have a blessed day.